Hello people internet, and welcome back to Brakken Landing, and to another coaster build. And in this one we're building a wing coaster. Now, I have done this twice before, I think. Kinda. Both of them were scrapped, by the way, so you're not going to find them on the channel anywhere. But one was originally going to go to Zip, which there's only one video. Actually, I think there's two. If that half-finished tour is up still, then there's two, but the only building video I have in that park is the GCI wooden coaster. And that wooden coaster is actually not that bad. If I wanted to use it for a park, I'd probably have to do some modifications to it, but like, it's okay. It's not horrible. But yeah, we're building a wing coaster now. The other wing coaster I built was going to be for a park full of just B&Ms. It was going to have every single model from B&M, so it would have had a wing coaster, would have had a surf coaster, would have probably not a stand-up coaster, maybe an old stand-up coaster, but I don't really know. But yeah, so I was just going to do an entire park full of every single coaster from B&M's catalog of models and build custom layouts for all of them, but I decided to scrap it because it didn't really make much sense logistically speaking. It just didn't work out. So also, it just wasn't a fun park to make, so I don't even think I made the entrance before I scrapped it. I just made like the wing coaster. I was like, you know what, I want to do something else. But yeah, then this is the last time this is my most recent wing coaster, and yeah, it's good. I like it. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just building a layout right now in the time lapse. For this, I'm going to do this time lapse different. I'm going to build a layout, 2 meter, and then I'm going to custom support it, just like normal. This layout actually, there's a couple iterations of this layout. This is the one that we use for most of it. I think besides the very ending bit, it took me a little bit of finicking to get it to work, but you know, I like it. Now, this is going to be the original color scheme for this ride, and it just did not work really well. Yeah, it didn't look that nice, so I was like, you know what, let's just I mean, it looked nice, that's not the problem. The problem was that the theme didn't make sense for this coaster color. It looked sort of like minty colors. I mean that in the, like, most normal way possible. I mean, like, it looked, because it was green and white, so, I mean, the green was, like, really faded out and, like, dark. Okay, I'm gonna actually shut my door real quick so you don't have to hear my dad singing. Problem solved. Okay, but yeah, so layout, that's pretty much just the layout, how it goes. There's not really much else I do to it now. I think next step is just the 2 metering. Now, if I'm going to be honest, that last trim break section probably shouldn't have catwalk. I don't actually know if it does have a catwalk in the finished version, but I actually don't think any of the brake run should have a catwalk, if I'm gonna be honest, because for whatever reason now the wing coaster catwalks are way closer than the to the train than the other catwalks. I have no idea why. They should not be that close, but it's fine, I guess. Probably okay. But yes, so yeah, you can just see it. I just finished the layout. Now I think the next step is 2 metering, which I'm gonna be honest, wing overdrives are my new least favorite element to smooth, and there's a very specific reason why for that. The smoothing tool smooths it like pushes all the banking towards the start of the element, basically. So it will always have like this weird snap at the start unless you like finick with it for a while, which I did. I made sure it doesn't have that annoying little snap. But if I smooth it anymore, if I like even try to even use a smoothing tool on it, it will snap like that. That's about as good as you're gonna get. You see that little snap right there at the very start of it? It's so weird. But yeah, there's not really much you can do about it. So yeah, that's just basically what happens when you do this. It's annoying, but I managed to fix it, so it works now. That loop might be a little too circular. I'm not going to change it because it should be fine, but it might be too circular. Not really sure. It should be fine. At that point I'm just really nitpicking, but you know, yeah, this layout's pretty good. It takes a lot of inspiration from the one going to King's Dominion, except that one doesn't launch, this one doesn't, and this one would have came first, so a little bit interesting, but you know, there's only really two elements that are at all similar to it, and that would be the switchback hill and the weird helix thing, which, you know, I mean, if Euro 325 has that sort of helix thing, and that, and the switchback hill is a normal switchback hill, like, oh, it does flow really nicely. I do think the bottom of that switchback hill, the valley out of it, might be a little bit too whippy, but I could probably change that. But yeah, I like this layout. It's nice. 2 metering. I've sort of just gotten to like the mojo with 2 metering. It doesn't take that long now. Sort of just do it mindlessly. Get a layout I like and then just 2 meter it. It's very simple, you know. It's not like difficult work. It's just tedious. But yeah, so yeah, basically all I do is I have to put some music on and just shut my brain off. But why are my fans so loud? I mean, I do have the park loaded on my second screen, so I'm not working on it. I'm just talking about the gameplay. So yeah, as I'm sure the title says, and I'm pretty sure the thumbnail does too, because I've already made that like 3 weeks ago. But like this build's like kind of just a direct rip-off of King's Dominion. I'm not gonna lie, it is literally a copy of King's Dominion, Jungle Xpedition area, which you'll see it. But like, actually, I'm gonna keep that for the real-time bits because I did actually explain that later. But I'll explain the actual theme, I think, in the actual main time bit. But yeah, so you can see the little big platform. Wow, my English is not Englishing. But yeah, so you can see the big concrete platform at the station. That's because wing coasters have dual loading stations, so you need to have both sides with air gates, so you can actually get to both sides of the train. So yeah, I did do that because I'd have it no other way. Like, I did it for the 40 coaster, and yeah, it looks nice. So the problem with doing these wing coasters is that the station either has to be giant or it has to be really tall, basically. Because like, if you want it at the bottom, if you want the access to both sides of the station to be underneath of it, has to be really tall. The station building has to be really tall, and even if you go over it, it still has to be really tall because you gotta go over the station, and yeah, it's a pain in the butt. So yeah, I don't like doing dual loading stations. I tried to do one for Mandrake Park's launch coaster, and it didn't really work out. Mainly because the exit pass would have to be way too huge, and it would not make sense. But yeah, dual loading stations can work. I'm not saying it doesn't ever work, but it's usually a pain to do. Yeah. But yeah, now we're just doing supports, you know. I've sort of like got like a new mojo for supports now. Like, every single ride, obviously, you know, is custom supported fully. But now I sort of just do footers last. I build the support beams, do the flanges as I go on, and just sort of place the footers in last so I can have time to do it. Which I actually did do it for the second to last coaster build of the series right now. I've already finished the coaster, just need to theme it, which shouldn't take that long, I'm not gonna lie. It'll probably take like about a week at most. I'm gonna try to get it done before school starts, which is in, what day is it? 3 days. So yeah, I'm gonna try to finish the coaster really fast because I want to get, nope, why am I freezing? I want to try to get the coaster done and so I can focus on the finale for this park. because, you know, we need to give this park a proper send-off, you know. Encoding overload. I don't know what that means, but okay. Yes, hopefully it doesn't cause any problems for this video's quality. If it does, I don't really care. It's only gonna be the annoying haters who complain about it. So, who cares? Yeah. So, yeah, there was like an interesting like engagement in the comment section of the Vekoma Looper video. Like, thank you for all the people who said it was good. Like, thank you. But like, there's this one guy. Like, I mean, I sort of agree with him that the coaster wasn't really that good. But he was like, "Dang, this coaster sucks." I was like, "Okay, I don't really care." And he was like, "Okay, He was like, "I don't care that you don't care." I was like, but in my head, I was like, "Why are you commenting on a video if you don't like it?" Like, I don't know. Hate comments are stupid. Like, if you go do hate comments, why? Like, there's no good reason to do hate comments. Like, I don't know. It's dumb. People who do it are dumb. That's my opinion. Like, you can voice your opinions, like, give, like, constructive criticism, but just, like, going out and being a hater, that's just, it's just stupid. Like, I don't, like, what's the point of it? But, yeah, so, yeah, now we're doing the custom boards for the wave turn thing. I don't know, this is a weird element, too. So, yeah, it's pretty much just the same as a treble clef from Fury 325, except smaller and less, sort of, just, it's shorter, but less, it's like less of an incline, basically. So, the one on Rapterra is even tighter, so, but then again, Rapterra also has 5-car trains, so, this has, I think, 7, which, I had 8-car trains on it, but I think 7-car trains make more sense for this ride, just because it's, like, I mean, it's not a big wing coaster, it's pretty small, it doesn't really make sense to have 8 cars for these really tight elements, because, I mean, it's not, like, it's super tight elements, but, like, the, whatever it's called, what is it, like the switchback hills and stuff, switchback hill is, like, a pretty tight element for a wing coaster, so you probably want to have 8-car trains for it, but, yeah, so, this is pretty simple work. I'm just putting down support beams, and then at the very end I put up footers, so, about 5 minutes on the time, I'm gonna stop talking in a minute, but I do want to talk about Dollywood, because I did go there, and it's a beautiful park. Now, in my controversial opinion, they don't really have a standout coaster. Like, Big Bear is good, Big Bear Mountain's good, Lightning Rod's really good, and so is Thunderhead. I mean, I guess not really Big Bear Mountain, that's a family coaster, and it's pretty overrated, but, you know, I think, what is it, Lightning Rod is, I wouldn't call it overrated. Like, the people who still rank it like the #1 RMC, yeah, you're delusional. I'm sorry to tell you that, but you're crazy. That thing is not the #1 RMC anymore. Yeah, it's good, but like it's not that good. But yeah, but in my opinion, I wouldn't really call it a standout coaster anymore, especially without the launch. It's sort of just like a mid-tier RMC at best. Like, sort of just there. Like, if people say that Goliath at Great America isn't a standout coaster for that park, then Lightning Rod definitely isn't. Like, Lightning Rod is both short, neutered, and pretty much, like, it has some good ejector air time. The first few elements after the drop are fun, but they're pretty floaty, which, honestly, I think those are the best moments. The first giant wave turn is the best moment of the ride. But, honestly, yeah, it is definitely the best moment of the ride. We got, like, I think a second to last row ride or something on it. And the Guan Down is good. But is it really that good? Like, I'm gonna be honest. But, yeah. it's a really good park. It's very beautiful. I had an awesome time, but like they need like something like really stand out. But yeah, I'm gonna let you guys watch the rest of the time lapse. It's like 30 seconds at this point, so you guys can watch the rest, and I'll talk to you in a moment. Alright, so we are back in the park once again, and half the park is done now. We just have this little bit over here, which is probably going to be like 4 episodes, I think. I think maybe like three or four coasters, 1 dark ride. I'm not really sure about the 4th coaster. If I ever am, I'll put it in. But yeah, as you see, we've added a B&M Wing Coaster. Now this is another coaster I've never built before, so, like the water coaster, like the floorless coaster, like the, well, I guess, yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess the Blitz coaster too. But yeah, this is another coaster I've never built before, so this was a little bit interesting to do, but, you know, I think I did a good job. I now have a new least favorite element to build in the wing over drops. I've gotten to a point where I'm happy with the smoothness. The problem is, right here, it's like, there's a little jolt whenever you smooth it, right? So I have to like keep on going in, editing it to make sure it's nice and smooth. But yeah, so you out of the station into the lift hill. So I decided just to do go straight into the lift hill. There's no reason to do a turn before it. And this area's a mess, as you can see. So, yeah, you go out of the lift hill into the wing over drop. It's basically just a giant dive loop with at the start of the ride. So, yeah, it's a fun drop. And, yeah, I just wanted to do a wing over drop on this because no reason to. Then it basically just goes into Wild Eagle and there's a loop, which is like sort of like the Hot Go clones in China. The Chinese wing coasters have vertical loops. Then there goes a 0G roll, which works. It's pretty floaty. I like it. Just because the ride's not open or testing right now. It's probably my fault, but whatever. Then it goes into an Immelman. It is a little bit tight pull out right there, but I think it's fine. Then you go into a drop and into the switchback hill found on Rapterra at King's Dominion, which is the newly announced wing coaster. This support should probably be moved back a piece or two. I'll move that later. But yeah, then you continue with Rapterra into this like wing thing. It's a helix into like a weird like sideways like hill. It's weird. Fury. It's like really similar to the treble clef on Fury 325. Oh my goodness, I am horrible at talking. It's very similar to the treble clef found on Fury 325 at Carowinds, except this one doesn't have like a turn before it. I mean, it kind of does, but not really. Then you go into a speed hill to get some pretty good, maybe like floater to ejector time. Why is there a fly in my room? I hate this. Then you go into the turnaround. It's very similar to the one on the floorless coaster we did a couple weeks ago, but this one's a lot more drawn out. So I just needed to draw out the turn because this would be a little too intense. Probably, I might go back and profile that as a 0G winder. I think that could work. That could just work and just have it go down. But yeah, then you go to a barrel roll and then the ride is over. Which the on ride, the thing like off ride, the thing looks really freaking fast, but it's like it's fine. It works perfectly. The transfer track is gonna be right here. I do remove this catwalk right here, and I'm debating shortening the brake run a little bit because this turn is a little tight. That's what she said. Not really. But you know, who cares? Yeah. So I'm gonna remove this catwalk because it doesn't need to be there, and I think I'm gonna raise up the concrete too. But yeah. Then they have the station right here. So the station setup is weird on wing coasters. You gotta have it go both sides. So I will have to make a fake station right here, and then you have to exit path on this right down this way. This side is completely unusable. There will be no guests over here. This side is perfectly usable, and you'll have all the guests over here. However, you're not going to see guests either way because I refuse to put guests in this park. I don't feel like dealing with the litter. So yeah, these are 8-car trains. So I originally wanted to do 7-car trains, but I accidentally put 8-car trains. So and it works out. So I like it. Yeah. But yeah, we do have 2 flat rides. We're gonna do the cube thing. Don't remember what it's called. I think it's called an AB Sea Rides Turbilin or something like that. I don't even know. There's one at Great Adventure. There's one at Over Texas, I think, or at least it was at Over Texas. I don't know if it is there now. And then there's this 360 power. Obviously, gotta pick the color scheme. This is not gonna stay the same colors. This color scheme is hideous. And then the queue line's gonna be right here. The queue line for this wing coaster is awful. I would never want to wait in this. Would not wish this on my worst enemies. But yeah, I'm actually gonna add in a fast pass queue going down this way. So you're just gonna cut straight through. Now I don't think you need nets right here. You might, but I don't think you do. And in terms of something else, I do want to put a keyhole right here, I think. Like some sort of like thing right there for a head chopper or something. I don't really know. Or I guess a full body chopper because whatever. Yeah, so this is our area we're building in. Yeah, it's gonna look nice, I think. Yeah, so pretty big area of the park that we're doing. We're finally going on to this side of the entrance. So yeah, the park is nearly done. We're almost finished, and we're getting there. Only like 4 or 5 weeks to go. So yeah, I'm gonna get to work now. I will see you guys in a moment when the first update comes up. Alright, a few days have passed, and I am struggling. Let's just say that. This has been a really difficult build to pull together, but I'm having a lot of fun doing it. So here's what we have. The original. So I'm gonna get to this in a minute, but this is what my original station was gonna be. It was basically just a copy of something somebody else did, which is why I didn't want to do it. You know, because I was basically just copying. I did use a lot of windows here. I kind of forgot about that. Windows as walls, windows as walls. But yeah, it's like some sort of like gothic-esque station. I'm not a fan of it. I think it looks horrible. But yeah, so then I went back to the drawing board, and in the shower I decided, oh yeah, a jungle theme will work. So yeah, I made a temple, and I really like how it's open air. I think it works a lot better for this wing coasters because if it wasn't open air, I'd have to make an absolutely colossal station because it had to enclose the top, and it's already massive. So yeah, it's already giant. So yeah, I decided to do a temple and with open air. It's supposed to be like an like a dig site, so that's why there's lamps and stuff everywhere, broken stuff. There's gonna be more stuff around the ride, which I'm actually gonna go over to here because this is gonna be like a theming structure on it, but like I needed water right here because of clearance with the train. It's a little close, but I decided to make this like a little rock work area where it's gonna be like some sort of like volcano thing or something. I don't know. I'm debating going up and making a volcano, but it's gonna have like some sort of like statue right there on the middle. So you're going around it, and then you go into this wave turn. And then there's one more thing on the ride that you should see. This bit, which let's actually just like speed up the train a little bit, just because there is clearance here. It does look a little tight, but I promise you there's clearance. So that may look a little tight, but these planks are gonna be deleted. This is to show that there's enough clearance. So right here, this is 1 meter of clearance. So those are 1 meter planks. You have a little more than that, and so that's basically saying you can't reach the you're not going to be able to reach this pillar and hit it. And I think the second one's a little bit closer clearance. It's a little closer, but it's still perfectly fine. The meter plank is still there. So yeah, and I wanted to have the fire torches because I wanted this to be like you've like awoken the thing or the temple or whatever, and everything's burning now, which is why in the actual station there's just lamps, and then as you exit that there's torches, which definitely probably would not be real fire because one, what park could afford to burn stuff 24/7, and two, people burning themselves. So yeah, people have a tendency to do that. People are stupid. That's what we're gonna say. But yeah, so that definitely wasn't intentional. I just sort of like put the flaming torches right there as an arch at the end, and honestly it works because you like temple's awoken now. You can now exit, and then there is torches because it's awoken. Duh. The ride photo is getting right here. I haven't started it yet. But yeah, then we had the Research Cafe, which is just gonna be a normal restaurant. I've laid down all the tables and stuff. I still gotta do bins, still gotta do whatever's gonna be right here. You know what I do right there. I can't remember where you pick up your food. That's what I'm thinking of. But yeah, but this little thing is inspired by the one at the restaurant King's Dominion. I can't remember what it's called. I'm pretty sure it's like rainforest something or whatever. I don't know. It's mildly inspired by that, and I decided to name it Research Cafe because research center at King's Dominion. This is very much inspired by Jungle Xpedition at King's Dominion. I've said King's Dominion like 15 times in the past 5 minutes, but whatever. But yeah, this is very much inspired by that. So I decided to make this. So now, obviously the roof is not finished. I need to be able to do see what I'm doing for inside, but it looks good. I do like it. Now I do have the pirate barrels right here. You cannot see the I made sure that you can't really see the skull. I don't really care if you do, but like if you don't, that's good. Right here we have our 360 power. I originally had temple blocks going all around it, but then I realized, oh wait, the floor moves out, so yeah, can't do that. I have a Jeep right here. No reason why, there's just a Jeep. And then right here we have a restroom. I have not done a restroom since the shuttle loop. I realized that like before I made this, and I was like, oh wait, I haven't done a restroom since the shuttle loop. I mean, I guess it's fine because there's gonna be a restroom over here, and this is pretty close to it, and there's nothing really back here, so you can get to that reasonably. Then it works. So this will be a pretty crowded restroom. So yeah, just ignore that. It's probably fine. But yeah. So then right here we have our little ice cream shop. I might add some little signage right here. Not really sure. But yeah, we have a restroom. It's a normal restroom, except I did it. This one's mirrored because I screwed up. So yeah. Whatever. What's next? So yeah, the archway right here. This was not the first attempt at it. There's gonna be an enter sign right here, or maybe not even anything, but there's gonna be the logo right here. I will either make one myself or get my friend to make one for me. Then we have the transfer checker here. Obviously it's not done, but you don't need any catwalks right here because it's like 2 feet off the ground. So yeah, it works. And then right here is our maintenance shed. It's a little tight, but it works. So yeah, then if we go back here, I'm just gonna show you what I originally had in mind for that entrance thing. This was heavily inspired by Volcano of the Blast Coaster's entrance, and yeah, it looks really cool. It looks cool. It didn't work. I really don't like the thatch roof in the game. I wish it was darker and I could recolor it, but I can't. So that's why I'm never gonna use it. Yeah, I'm not gonna use that ever. But yeah, we also have a truck right here. Little 2 archaeologists digging up some gold. This is the gold snake pieces right there, just buried underground. There's 2. This is the tail. This is the head. And we have the truck. I'm probably gonna put something in there. Maybe there's some gold there. I don't know. But they're just like discovering stuff. And then in here is gonna be like the bigger dig site, or like this entire finished dig site where you have the station. So now the idea for right here is that this would have been like a full window like this one, but it collapsed. So there's now a door, so you can conveniently exit the station. We're getting very creative here, as you can see. But yeah, right here, the exit is over there. So wing coasters have double loading stations because there's 2 sets of track, so you need to get on both sides. So you have to go over the station, or you can go under it like Gatekeeper and Wild Eagle do. And probably more, but I decided to go over because I wanted this to be on the ground. And I don't really do much going over the station, so I think this works. Yeah. So yeah, what else do I have to talk about? I do gotta add air gates to this. I will do that eventually. Just gotta do it later because I haven't decided to do it yet. I will add a custom ride-out booth, and then I think I'm gonna have to. I don't really know. I'm gonna have to put. There's gonna be 2 staff members on each side of the platform, 3 on this side, just because this is gonna be where the ride-up is, and there's gonna be like some push points right here, because you need readies. You need clear signals from both sides of the station to go. So yeah, What's next? I think that's it. Alright, I did do the cube ride pretty fast. That's done. That's not gonna get touched. I might add some. I'm probably gonna have to add some bins. I do gotta actually add bins for most of the flat rides. I think the only flat ride that has it is this one. There's nothing in there. This one doesn't. I finished a Larson loop a while ago. Then this one doesn't. I forgot about that. Then the claw doesn't. None of these two have it. And then nothing in the pirate area. So yeah, I gotta add bins to most of these rides, but you know, it'll work. So yeah, I'm gonna get to work now. I will see you guys in a moment. Alright, another week and another coaster is done, as I like to say now, because I've done that for I think 2 weeks. We're saying that now. Ignore the footers in the background. I just plopped out a blueprint. I'm probably gonna delete it. I don't really know. The coaster's gonna be in the park, but whatever. I have finished the area, and it looks nice. I do like it. I am way more sure about it. The plant work really sold it for me. And it's not too much, but it looks good. And it's almost like, you can tell the ride's been here for like a decent amount of years. It's probably been here for like about a decade. So, this thing would probably be on the older, or not really on the older side, it's like on the newer side, but like, you know, it's like aging a little bit. But yeah, so first thing you might notice is I shortened the trains. So this is just because of one reason, the ride photos actually. It's kind of a stupid reason, but you know, so it would have to be, I would have to extend the building a little bit, and I don't want to do that, so we're having 7-row trains, which is perfectly realistic. There's really no right answer. You can have anywhere from, I believe, 5 to 8 cars, not 7. Yeah, you have anywhere from 5 to 8 cars. I didn't put a ride photo camera, I just realized that. And I will have to go back and do that, but I don't know where it would be. Because there's 2 sides of the track. And it's going to be a little awkward because I got to like build something over it. So I will figure out something, but I don't know what I'm going to do for it. But yeah, so you also notice I did add these signs and air gates. So approximately 10 seconds after and right about now, there we go. The air gates open 10 seconds after the train hits this point on the little connector piece, or the track connectors. Or I guess it's like the track connections is probably a better term. Now right here is a little bit of an electrical thing. I found this out, that there's electrical things underneath the lift hill bit right here. So I had to grab that. And yeah, so what else did I do? I did the maintenance shed. I actually did this a while ago. It looks nice in here. It's a stereotypical maintenance shed. It's a little bit more cramped because I gotta have enough room for the to access the train a little bit. Which, you know, this maintenance shed is actually a little bigger now, a little too big now, just because the train's a little bit smaller than it was before. But it does help with clearance back up here because, yeah, that would, you'd probably like stop it right here at this connector and then go all the way down. So yeah, it works. Now, what else? I did finish another restaurant, the Research Cafe. It looks great. I like it. Here, it's a little bit weird. My design decisions for the windows on the side are a little questionable, but who cares? It's my choice. And I don't really care what you guys think. I'm just kidding, I do. Oh no, the autosave. But yeah, I did detail the entire thing. I put lights in here. I might actually move the lights down a little bit just because it's clipping a little bit, and I like seeing the, I might the fans down actually. That's probably the biggest thing. Yes, I didn't give this ride a name. If you want to name this ride, do that. I don't really care. Do whatever you want. Then we have the restroom. Yeah, it's a restroom. You know how I do my restrooms. It's a restroom. Who really cares? Then we have our cosmic cow joint, which is there, I guess. And then we have our gulpy stand, which is also there. It's really just to fill space. That's like all its purposes. But yeah, can you believe it, guys? This park is almost done. Like, this is the extent of what we have left, and that is 4 episodes of building. Actually, I think 5, because we're gonna do a backstage episode. But yeah, it looks great. I love it. The cube has a little logo built. I called it the cube. because it's a cube. It's actually not really. It's like a rectangular prism with more rectangular prisms, I guess, inside of it. That's probably the best way to describe it. But yeah. Oh my goodness, my foot is so itchy. So that's a bit of a random thing to say. But yeah, I did the lighting, benches everywhere, you know, just the normal stuff. I forgot to put bins inside of here. Whoopsie daisy. Who cares? Just don't look at that. But yeah, let's go through the queue. As you enter under this temple arch where it just looks crazy. Like the wing coaster's just chilling there. Just got this great sight line. Plants right there. Station right there. And then you just have the giant, like, S-hill right there. And the 0G roll just right in your face. Which is a pretty gentle ride. Like, Wild Eagle's pretty intense. I might get some, like, questions for saying that. But, like, it's a decently intense ride. Like, it's pretty forceful. It's not like I grayed out a little bit, but, like, not, like, blacked out or something. Not as bad as Tennessee Tornado. But, yeah, you just go through the queue. Over here, you have this, which just are cattle pen. But, yeah, then you come back around, go through here. You go around this truck. And you have the gold that I showed you before. I just put a lamp right there. Mostly to light up this path, but, you know, it works. Yeah, then you go down this way. I probably should move that bush, but who cares? It's my park. I can do whatever I want. You get some really good views of the coaster from here. I did obviously put in the fencing, so you can't just run in. And it works. It works so well. I love this coaster. A little unsure about the build before. I was like contemplating just bulldozing it, restarting. But I think this worked. I think I got the design down. It's a lot better than Jungle Xpedition Park. I love it so much more. We're just gonna go through. You're right past the ride photo booth. Down this way, and then up this way, where you have the business guy. Fast would probably go through the exit if you're wondering. But yeah, we have our businessman. And yeah, so he'll tell you to go up. He'll tell you to go up the stair this way or this way. Probably would just be them telling you what to do, not letting you pick, because that's what theme parks do. But yeah, so yeah, I love the sightlines you get. You just like see the S-hill going right there, and then you just see the like turnaround helix thing. I don't know. It's basically just Rapterra, which I love it. But yeah, then you go into this. We're actually gonna go over the station because I want to get the good views. This just gives even more good views. Ignore that. But yeah, you just see it sort of just chilling there. Oh, there it is. Yes. Yeah, I think the 7-car trains actually make a little more sense for this ride, just because it makes that helix look a little bit less wonky, and it'll also, smaller trains also allow you to take elements a little bit like tighter transitions, I guess is the best way to put it. I did also remove the little planks, so there's no more of that. And yeah, oh, there it goes. Which it just looks so good. You can just like stand here, you see it. Would not want to be on the stage. Oh, hey, scaling person. I would not want to be in the station on a rainy day, especially if I was a staff member. That would be awful. But yes, it looks so good. Ooh, wait, do you like go right under it? You do. That's crazy. Didn't even know that. Actually, no, you don't. You go like, I mean, you might go under one car, but like, or one half train, but like, who cares? Then you go down this way and into the station, where you just sort of pick your row. The exit strategy is down this way, so you go down this path. Over here, you have another scaling dummy. I'll delete them later. And then you go down to your ride photos, so you can't miss them. You gotta have the ride photos. And, you know, I was unsure about this thing before, but I think it just gives some amazing sightlines. Just look at this. You can just see the thing just chilling there. It's just like, it sits so seamlessly. And, like, it may seem like a little bit questionable because, like, you know, what would be here before? Because, like, no park would have this obnoxious thing here first, and then just have this. Or even the floorless coaster. Like, the floorless coaster is built on a hill. So yeah, I'm thinking there would probably be like something right here. I'm not really sure what. It would have been a big coaster, but probably something like even more unreliable than this one and what's coming next week. Which, You might be able to guess just by the footer placement, because this isn't my coaster. I'm going to use the blueprint, but I am going to 2-meter smooth it, because the blueprint's not 2-meter smooth. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know what to talk about now. Our 360 Power doesn't have a name. I already said name that if you want. But yeah, this is actually the first time I've used any of the Ghostbusters stuff. I used the Gozer Temple roof to do this. This is the first time I've ever used a Ghostbusters piece. But yeah, it works. And there is actually a nighttime package for this ride. It's like very subtle. It's just supposed to like light up the like front elements. So like you can just like see everything right there. And also so it just doesn't look weird from across the lake. Which, you know, this one looks a little weird, but like you can sort of like see the curve was a little bit lit up from the lights on the lift hill. And also the area lights. It's just like a the thing's just like a very seamless coaster. It just works better if it's dark, I think. And this one just like exists. The Bliss coaster is probably a little bit too much lighting on it. I like it. The Gorkster actually probably has the most like seamless lighting. I really love these pieces. I should probably do more lighting like this, just because this is probably the most realistic lighting. But I use like these bulky footers everywhere for my lights. Probably shouldn't do that. It doesn't look really good. But I think I found it. Like, there's no real right way to do lights. So yeah. I don't know what to talk about now. Yeah, the video's over. There's gonna be three or 4 rides over here. We're gonna do one over here, one right here. That's gonna be a coaster, duh. And then one right here, and then one right here, and then possibly one right here. Then we're gonna have 2 more coasters and something else because, yeah. So yeah. Let's turn it back to daytime. Here's the park so far. We are almost done this series. And it's only August still. So, yeah, for me it's August. For you it's probably like, I think late September. Or October maybe? I don't even know. Could be October by now. Yeah. So, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video, where I build whatever comes here. Here's the POV. There's actually been 2 POVs this week, so